FM 94, The Dark. It is that time again. It's time to get to know a band we play here on The Dark. And this is a band that actually just won our Rock of the Dark New Music Poll last week. And on the phone right now, we're talking with KT Paige, the lead singer of the band Romantic Rebel. And first of all, congratulations on winning the Rock in the Dark last week. And also, welcome to The Dark. How you doing, Katie?
Thank you so much. I am doing awesome.
Well, I tell you what, first of all, let's get to this Rock in the Dark thing, your new song, which is out now, Too Far. It exploded on our airwaves, in fact, and we had over 8,000 votes for this, and you guys almost had about 5,000 of those votes. You got a lot of crazy fans out there, don't you?
It's that way, and that's how we like it.
It's cool. It's great that you have that kind of support, and very cool indeed for a band like you. And you've been around for a few years. Let's talk about the band history. I want to know a little bit more about this band, Romantic Rebel. How did it all come about?
Well, it really was that my brother Alex, who is the guitarist of Romantic Rebel, he did a bunch of bands, and none of them really worked out. He was more of like the serious one all the time, and everyone else, all the other bands, just kind of wanted to do it for fun. And I always wanted to be in a band, and no one else in school wanted to be in a band with me. And so I was like, finally, Alex, please let me try out for your new band that he was trying to procure. And he really didn't think I had it in me, but hey, guess I proved him wrong.
Now, are you older or younger than him?
I am older than him. I'm 24 and he's 21.
Okay. Well, I was going to say it wasn't the little sister saying, hey, come on, let's do this. It was obviously the other way around. You're trying to get, hey, guys, let's join this band thing, huh?
Exactly. Well, he's taller than me, of course, so I always feel like sometimes the little sister anyway.
Hey, let's talk about the band name. Is there a history behind the band name, how it all came about, a story? You know, we got to hear about this. Is there a story on it?
There's a story. It's I don't know if it's as interesting or as people would hope it would be, but when I was trying to convince Alex to let me be in this new band, he didn't have a band name, and I was out shopping, and I was at a store, and I actually just saw a shirt that said Romantic Rebel. It was at H&M. It was like a random store. Okay. And it wasn't like any special, it wasn't a band already. I'm just like, that is the best band name ever. I want that to be our band name if I'm ever in a band. And I called him right away. I'm like, dude, if we ever have a band, can we name it this? And he was like, yeah, sure, you really need to stop bothering me about this. And so he ended up liking it in the end.
Very cool, very cool. I can sense already with this interview, you have a lot of energy, don't you?
I do. And that's what we like to put out on stage constantly. We like try to put out the most high-energy, explosive show anyone's ever seen.
Awesome. Let's talk about your musical background in that, and I guess what influenced you, where did you kind of start, and why did you want to become a lead singer of a rock band?
Well, my dad plays guitar. My mom doesn't play anything, but Alex is always the one to have all the, like, trying to play guitar and all the other instruments, and I really didn't really play anything. I was in chorus in school and stuff like that, but never, like I said, never in a band. But what really inspired me was kind of funny because that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg?
Yep.
I saw that when I was like 13, and I thought he was the coolest person in the world. I'm like, I want to be that person. I want to be the chick version of Mark Wahlberg in Rockstar.
Wow, that's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so I got inspired by someone who's not even a real rock star, so there you go.
Have you ever met him in person at all, Mark, at all?
Pretty cool.
Have you ever met Mark Wahlberg at all in person?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just curious, because that'd be kind of cool now to say, hey, the reason why I'm doing this is because of what I saw in your movie X amount of years ago.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm really inspired by Danny Warsnob with his all his stage moves and everything, and just his stage presence. Right. And I actually met him when we played Louder Than Life, and that was pretty cool. Yeah. Then we got to take a picture together, and we're just all hanging out in the media tent and stuff.
Well, that's one question I've asked some, bands and artists and that before. Obviously, you get sometimes who inspired you, and you'll hear the big names in the rock industry, and then one day they actually meet them, and they actually turn into kind of like a fan a little bit, where like you see people out in your, arena watching you, and they're fans of you. What is that like, I guess, for you on the side of seeing somebody maybe that you kind of look up to?
What I think of seeing somebody I look up to, or
yeah, exactly.
It's really cool. It's kind of surreal because then you meet someone that you've only really just seen either itty bitty on a stage far away, or just like on YouTube. And it's pretty cool meeting them actually in real life, and it's even cooler when they're a nice person and not your dreams don't get broken. They're just like, leave me alone.
And, in this industry, there is a lot of, I guess, interesting people, a lot of nice people, but there's not a lot of nice people either. And in a band like you, kind of an up-and-coming band, have you had some bad experiences on the way up?
With meeting people who aren't so nice?
Yeah, just even that, and even the industry, or somebody maybe pulling you in one direction or the other. Has it been pretty, for the most part, you've had the, I guess, the right encouragement, been around the right people, and have advanced you on?
Mostly, yes. I mean, this industry is tough. I always say, like, in my mind, like, it's probably the toughest industry next to the film industry. I mean, it's pretty crazy, and you got to know who's really your friend and who's trying to help you, and what right decisions to make. And, I mean, everybody makes mistakes in the beginning, and sometimes not in the beginning, but it usually ends up working out. And so far, we're pulling through and kind of just moving forward.
Now, we're talking with KT Paige. She's the lead singer of the band Romantic Rebel. And obviously, your brother is in the band, and you got some other bandmates, too. How's the relationship on the road with you and your brother, I guess, outside now of the home, back when you were kids to now? What's that like?
It's funny, everyone always is like, do you guys fight all the time? And we like never fight. I mean, we'll have disagreements, of course, about different things, but we're really the best of friends. So it's a blast being on the road with each other.
Very cool, very cool. Hey, let's talk about some questions I always like to ask. In your music collection currently, what might shock me that KT Paige listens to?
Well, right now I do this thing where if I discover a new band or artist I like, I'll only pretty much listen to them for the next 6 months. It's really weird.
Okay.
I will not listen to anything else. So I've become recently obsessed with Lana Del Rey, which I didn't think I would ever like.
Very cool.
I really got into her.
Yeah, I dig "Summertime Sadness." I like that song. So I haven't. I guess I haven't heard many other ones from her. But what are some other ones that she sings that you really dig?
Really good ones, like her new album "Honeymoon" and her other all the other albums. They're just really I can't think of, or Paradise and Born to Die. They're really just vintagey sounding songs, like more 60s, which I'm really into. It sounds pretty sweet. So
very cool, very cool. Hey, one thing I do like to ask bands like yourself is some other current active rock bands do you like right now? What are some of the bands that you're obviously you grab into one genre and you're listening to Lana Del Rey for the next 6 months, but I'm assuming you're hearing some other bands out there in the current active rock scene. Which other bands are you kind of digging right now?
No, I will listen to other bands, like they come on and, like, on the radio. I'm just like, yes, this one. I Red Sun Rising, I'm really digging.
Yeah.
Played with them a couple times. They're killing it with their current singles and everything. Oh, geez, I can't even think of them right now. But I'm big in This Moment fan. Sick Like Me's still killing it out there too.
Awesome. Yeah, and you mentioned Red Sun Rising. That band really blew up, I think, once Rock on the Range, when they were on the stage there. Obviously, they're from Akron, Ohio. They've been kind of one of those bands that was more regional, and all of a sudden they got put on a stage like that, and it blew up. Is that something that these now big festivals, because back in the day they really didn't have these big festivals like they do now. Do you think that's helped smaller bands like a band like that, or for even a band like yourself?
Definitely. I think because that it's such a large festival. It's such a large. It's not just like 200 people being at a show. It's thousands of people being able to see you, and even if they don't get to see you exactly, if you're on like that at the festival, if you're on a really early time slot, that festival poster gets shared all across the internet, and people want to know who's on it, and they look you up and figure it out, and say, oh, I do like that band. I'm going to go see them, or I'm going to see what else they have, and I'll check out them on iTunes, stuff like that.
Yeah, Cool. Now, one thing I like to ask bands is maybe there's a band that I haven't heard of yet that's an up-and-coming band that you know about that I should know about. What is there a band out there that I should hear about or I should listen to a little bit more?
Well, I'm trying to think right now.
Throwing you on the spot here, I know.
hate these questions. I like them, but yeah, I'm trying to think. One I can't think of right now. Have you heard of Scare Don't Fear?
Okay. No, I have not.
They're awesome. They're actually on Ben from Asking Alexandra's label. They're really cool. They're like a rap metal.
Okay.
They're really neat. They did some dates with Mushroom Head recently, and yeah, they're pretty sweet.
All
pretty
right.
Awesome. Pretty cool dudes.
I'm gonna write that down here.
Oh, Ashes to New too. I was just thinking about them.
Oh,
Them
yeah.
and Stitched Apart. Gosh, we just played Vegas with them with Kill Switch, and they're all awesome.
Yeah, I've had a chance to talk with Mixie from Stitched Up Heart, and they are a phenomenal up and coming band. Even I believe their current song is in the top 30 on Mediabase, which is where you guys want to be, obviously, right?
Oh yeah.
And,
yeah, they're doing awesome, and Mixie's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, she is. But she was a great interview with us too. That you mentioned down, I believe it was at the Radio Contraband in Vegas. How was that, by the way? And you got a chance to perform down there just a couple weeks ago.
It was so much fun. We had no idea what to expect with that, and it was pretty darn cool. And everyone was there, like people in other bands who weren't even playing were there, and all the radio people, everyone. It was really, really a fun time.
Yeah, I know I had heard a lot of people had fun, and now it makes me want to go there next year. So I'm gonna have to.
You should. I'm
gonna have to hit up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit up Quinn there from radio. Obviously,
yes.
And have him hook me up with some stuff maybe there. So we can go on down there.
Yeah, Quinn's a good guy.
Absolutely, he is a great guy. We're talking with KT Paige, lead singer of the band Romantic Rebel. They have a song right now called Too Far. Let's talk about that song right now. What is the history behind this song, and what's the song all about?
This song is basically, it's about a bad relationship where the other person was into a lot of bad drugs, and it's just about, finally saying, I'm done with you, you're not worth this, I'm better than this, you took it too far, goodbye.
Just that in a nutshell.
Pretty much, yeah.
What urges you to make the music that you guys do make?
A lot of our music is really based upon not following the crowd, being yourself, being who you are, and not letting what everyone else is doing influence you.
Very cool. Very cool. And we talked about the new single, Too Far, and obviously you've had other singles on the airwaves too. Have you had a chance to hear your song on the radio when you're in your vehicle or whatever you're doing?
I think we have. I know we heard it streaming on some of our stations near us where we knew it was going to come up.
Right.
But I don't think it's happened yet where we just happen to be listening to the radio.
Okay.
And because it's funny, we always miss it. Like, there were people messaging us, like, we just heard your song on the radio in Wisconsin, or we just heard it, and wherever. And it's cool. We're like, darn it, we just missed it.
I guess when you do hear it, eventually, when you do finally, you'll eventually hear it. When you do hear it, what do you think it's going to mean to you to hear that when you hear your song on the radio?
It's pretty crazy and surreal. I mean, we got added today to about JJO in Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, and that's pretty darn huge radio station, and we've been trying to get on there since we were first became a band,
right? And
we didn't realize how hard it is, and you have to work very hard to do these things, and it's a good accomplishment for us. And so when we hear it on there, it'll be cool too. That'll be
very cool. Yeah, that's a classic rock or a heritage rock station there. So that's definitely cool that you guys are on that. Let's talk about, I mentioned influences, but is there somebody like maybe helping you out right now as a band, kind of mentoring you guys along? And you being obviously a female lead singer, is there somebody else that maybe has mentored you along or you've kind of looked up to for being that front lead singer?
look up to a lot of uh, specific women in rock, I guess. I mean, I'm totally, I'm like as a mentor, I'd say. And you mean like someone I actually talk to, like for advice?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely.
No one that I can think of.
Okay.
At this point.
But you're always open to that, right?
Of course. Oh yeah, definitely. I think just Alex and I, we started the band, and we always are open to advice, but we're just always thinking and always coming up with new ideas to just keep spreading the word,
right.
And things like that.
And that's the thing. It's almost, it's kind of like a grassroots thing. You guys got to start from the bottom and work your way up, and hopefully, I mean, you just mentioned just getting now some air spins on JJO. I mean, that's a big thing there, and other things, and hopefully getting some of your songs in the media base in the top 50 in that, and it takes time, doesn't it? It's just not an easy, quick thing that's just like boom, like that, snap your finger and it works.
Exactly. Yeah, I think when people start a band, they have this impression that it is easy and quick, and because if you look at bands like social media, it'll look like that sometimes.
Right.
It'll look like they, everything just pops up so easily that it added to all the radio stations, but you don't realize the hard work and time and effort that goes behind it to make that all happen.
And you look at the great bands of old times, the Beatles and all that. They all started somewhere. I mean, they all had to start somewhere, and eventually they obviously blew up. It's just kind of the right place, right time for that. So one thing I like to ask too is concerts you kind of mentioned you have a high energy kind of performance in that. When I would come to a Romantic Rebel concert, what am I going to see up there?
You are going to be blown away.
All right.
You are going to kind of be shocked, and I think people always are just really taken aback, but in a really awesome way, by our performance. We're constantly moving, but we're able to deliver the songs how they're supposed to be delivered. We don't run out of breath. We don't, Alex doesn't skip any notes on guitar, and Ty doesn't miss any beats. But it's crazy. Constant headbanging, jumping.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The jumping thing, what's the vertical leap on Alex? I mean...
I would love to know. Oh my gosh, those pictures.
Yeah.
I would call them the Eddie Van Halen picture. They're so cool.
It's crazy, and we'll talk about your Facebook, your website, all that, so you can see these pictures. But I've seen some of these things, and I'm like, first of all, I'm looking at it going, all right, is that some kind of like optical illusion, cameras, right place, right time? But it isn't. It's crazy. I mean, I've seen some video too, and I'm like, how the heck? I guess the next question, with all your high energy, have you been injured on stage doing things like that?
Thank goodness, no yet.
Okay. I didn't mean to bring anything up bad here.
Yeah, none of us have so far. We're just trying to take care of ourselves while, rocking everyone's world.
Well, I was going to say, I've talked to some big name bands and that before, and, it's you think right away, oh, rock star, oh, yeah, they're backstage, they're pounding this, they're drinking that, they're doing all these kind of things. But if you're out on tour, you can't be doing that day in and day out, because if you do, you're never going to get through a show.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that we found that for sure. That's totally true.
What kind of regimen, I guess, do you guys do on the road? And what is do you have a daily schedule that you kind of go through, or a workout schedule, or what, I guess, to get ready for a show, or get, for that matter, the tour?
I wish we worked out more. Alex is becoming kind of a gym guy, so
okay.
That's good. But I will tell you this. Ty and Zach, they run on Monster. I run on coffee, and Alex, I think he runs on those little flavored water things from 7-Eleven.
Nice. Hey, we're talking with KT Perry. KT Perry. Hey, we're talking to KT Perry.
Yeah.
Woohoo! I like that. The reason I said that is because it leads into my next question. We're talking with KT Paige, actually, the lead singer of the band Romantic Rebel. And my question is, and I've asked every artist this question, is what artist would you like to cover one of your songs?
Oh, man.
So when I kind of blew it already when I said Katy Perry, because I've had that answer a lot by some other rock artists. But so let's take her out of the equation. What artist, though, would you like to cover one of Romantic Rebel's songs?
Well, okay, that'd be kind of cool. Well, if Katy Perry kind of sparked this, maybe Lady Gaga would be neat.
Okay.
Or that could be cool. Or I would want to hear maybe Danny Worsnop. Now he's doing We Are Harlot.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to hear him do some of our stuff.
Well, very cool. Now, is there maybe a certain song that you'd like them to do that you think that it would work out for them, or?
Definitely our new one.
Okay.
That's like our favorite right now.
It is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've had a chance to talk with Danny. Maybe you can make that happen sometime.
Maybe we could do a collab someday.
That'd
be awesome.
Why can't we? I mean, we're doing rock stars are doing Taylor Swift songs, and now obviously, Disturbed's doing the old Simon and Garfunkel song with Sound of Silence.
Right.
I mean, why can't a pop star or a country star? And I guess there was, because I think there was a country artist that did Lips of an Angel at Hinder song a few years back. But, why can't they go the other way, do a rock song?
Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, I was in a store the other day, and I heard, I'm a huge Stevie Nicks Fleetwood fan.
Yeah. Yep.
And I heard a country version of Landslide. It was not good. I mean, it was probably fine for people who like country, but it hurt me. I was like, no, this is wrong.
Oh, boy. You said you were just finishing up some touring. I'm assuming more touring is on the horizon. How about, have you come up to Minnesota before? Have you been up this way?
Yeah, we've been in Spring Lake Park.
Oh, yeah.
Pobs was still around. I think that just recently closed.
Yep.
We've been there a couple of times.
Okay.
Mankato.
Yeah.
We've been there. Or a couple other places. But, yeah, we hope to get up there again very soon.
What does the touring look like for 2016 for you guys?
Well, we're still in planning mode.
Okay, so you can't tell us anything, basically.
No, you can expect a lot. I know we have a few dates that we're, building around right now. So I know we're doing another Iowa show that's going to, I think, out west again. Like I said, can't really exactly talk about.
Right.
You'll see.
Okay, sounds good. And, if you had to put together your ultimate three-band bill, so you guys are hanging out with some other bands, who would you like to play with?
Oh, geez. I think I thought about this the other day because somebody asked me this. I'm like, this would be awesome. I'm really excited to hear Pretty Reckless's new stuff.
Okay.
Because huge fan of them. Us, Pretty Reckless, Rob Zombie. How's that?
Wow. That could be fun.
I think so.
That'd be high energy.
Just a bit.
Hey, have you heard the new Rob Zombie song?
I did. I just heard it yesterday. It's interesting.
Without the the F word in there, but yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It's interesting. I can dig it. It's not like
It's not
really
typical
Dracula,
Rob Zombie though. Yeah.
Or Super Beast. Yeah, but it's definitely. I think it's fun though.
Awesome. Hey, this has been a lot of fun chatting with you. How about we find out more information about this band? Obviously, your band, Romantic Rebel. How can the listeners, the fans, or become fans, find more about you?
We are all over Facebook. There's our website, romanticrebelband.com. And we're all on Instagram and stuff like that. But Facebook is where we're at. We update at least once a day, most of the time more. And you could find out where we're coming near you, when that's happening, and new stuff, everything. So follow us.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate this, Katie, and looking forward to seeing some new stuff out. And right now we're going to spin your latest song, Too Far. Sound good?
Yeah, thank you so much for kicking ass with it.
Awesome. Once again, that is KT Paige. She's the lead singer of the band Romantic Rebel. The latest song is called Too Far. You're hearing it right now on FM 94's The Dark.